Welcome to Mile High Reefers. I'm Scott Anderson, and if you saw the video I did with Reef Builders, you'll know that I have unboxed a surprise package from Worldwide Corals, and I got some really cool corals. For that video, I put all the corals on this frag rack. Now, that was a great place to get some really cool macro shots, and if you haven't seen that video, go to the link down below and check out the video I did for Reef Builders. So now that we have all of these cool frags, we got to do something cool with them. So I think most of them are going to go in the Nano tank. So let's go ahead and put these corals in the Nano. Here's the 24-gallon JBJ that we're going to be putting the corals into. You've probably seen this tank on my channel before. Before, it was the tank that everything turned brown in, and it was because of all of that sunlight you see behind me. This tank is semi-sunlit and previously was lit by a metal halide. Well, I've switched that to this Kessel Tuna Blue. By switching to the Kessel, I can put a lot of blue light on it, and I'm getting a lot better coloration out of my corals, even with the window open and all of that sunlight coming in. Now that I can get good coloration in this tank, it's a good time to add some really cool coral to it. To do that, I need to re-aquascape. I've already taken out most of the big coral. I had a big green brain in here, I had some leathers, I had some other stuff, but there is one that has to stay, and that's this big green chalice. It's my wife's favorite coral, it's gotta stay. My goal with the minor re-aquascape is to move the big candy cane colony to the back, opening up a lot of room up front for the smaller frags that are going in. Also, aesthetically, it's nice to have the big colonies in the back and the smaller ones up front, plus it makes the smaller ones easier to see. With the minor re-aquascape complete, it was time to start putting the Worldwide Coral frags into the tank. I put the frags in the tank and laid them out to where I thought they would do the best. I paid a lot of attention to lighting and water flow and the neighbors, so I tried to put everything where I thought they would do well. Once I put them in, I readjusted a few, and once I was happy with where everybody was at, I started gluing the frags down. To glue the coral down, I use gel super glue. I buy my glue at the dollar store or off of Amazon. There are tons of good glues out there. The really important part is that you get a gel super glue that's reef safe. Otherwise, it's just putting a liberal amount on and holding it in place. If you have problems with larger colonies, a bit of accelerant is another good way to hold those large colonies in place. Once all the corals were glued in place, I had to wait for everything to open up, and then it was time to see how everything looked. I've had the coral in this tank for a few days, and so far it's going great. But you might have noticed I didn't put a few key pieces in here. I didn't put the grafted Monty in here, the neon polyp Monty, or the green slimer. And the reason is long term I want this tank to be primarily LPS and zoanthid. So I put those three coral downstairs in the frag tank so I can grow them big enough for my 210. Going forwards, I plan to load this tank with lots of colorful LPS and zoanthids. My next big shopping event will probably be at Reef Stock on February 24th and February 25th at the Radisson Hotel in Denver, Colorado. Worldwide Corals is going to be selling frags, and they're going to be one of the speakers this year. They're going to be speaking with Dr. Sanjay Yoshi and Vincent Chalias. I'm really excited to hear those guys speak. I'm going to be there filming the show, and Jake's going to be there running the show. If you want to find out more about Worldwide Corals, go to worldwidecorals.com or visit their Orlando showroom. And thank you, Worldwide Corals and Reef Builders, for sending me that surprise frag pack, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of Mile High Reefers.